Hello and welcome to another episode of the BashTalk podcast. Today I'm with Naveed Akram, who's a boxing coach who runs the Inspired to Box youth project. It's a boxing project based in Nelson, Lancashire. Naveed, if I can ask you just to introduce yourself, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Naveed Akram. I'm the project manager and the coach for Inspire to Box.
And Naveed, you're Nelson, born and bred, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm local. Nelson, born and bred. Always been here, based here.
Okay.
So I've always lived here. I've worked here as well part-time as a youth worker. But my main work has been across Greater Manchester, mainly Manchester, Salford, and now Bolton, which where I'm based full-time.
And what do you do as your full-time job then?
My full-time role, it used to be known as a youth offending team, okay, but they keep changing the title of the role, but I am a probation officer stroke youth justice officer for the Youth Justice Service in Bolton. I've been there since 2004.
Right.
So across Manchester, Salford, and Bolton.
So that's a proper career you've made.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there too long. As my manager says, we've got you stuck, and like they've got me to they chained me to the desk. That's what they've done. They won't let me leave.
Yeah, you must have met quite a few characters
Yeah,
over your time.
it's been an interesting job.
Okay.
For the past 20 years.
So then that ties into here then. So boxing for you, from what I already know of you, that it's something that you're quite passionate about.
Yeah.
But how did you get to a stage where you've basically gone ahead and set up a full facility in Nelson?
Well, if I tell you a little bit of background how I started into boxing, I was based even before at uni. We did a little bit, training here, there, and everywhere. But I properly started boxing or boxing training whilst I was working for Salford Youth Offending Team. I used to take a group of young people to a club. It was called at the time Arrows Amateur Boxing Club, ABC in Salford. And then it changed its name to Bridgewater, and I got to know the head coach, who was still a good friend of mine, Lee Whitehead. And then from there, slowly started doing. We used to go to the classes with the young people in the day. And I thought to myself, I like this. I'll do a little bit more in the evenings. So I used to go, finish work, go straight there. And then slowly, alhamdulillah, the passion developed and it grew. And then I got transferred over to Bolton. When I got to Bolton, I started, looking for a club to maybe take some young people, do a little bit of training myself. And then from there, I met Alex at Elite Boxing Club. And at the time, it was only like we are here. It was only 2 rooms, a couple of bags, and like what we have here.
Yeah.
But with Elite and Alex was that he was a professional boxer who was at the time being coached by Oliver Harrison, who was based in Salford. And then slowly I started, working a little bit with Alex. And then the project grew, and then his work developed, and I stayed on with Bolton. And then the project's called Maverick Stars in Bolton. Sorry, that's Greater Manchester Northwest wide.
Yep.
So we took young people from the youth offending team, stroke youth justice, touched base with Alex again, and I met some other coaches there, Scott, Liam, Jack. I thought to myself, I can get into this. And again, started developing it, going in a little bit more. And I thought, I want to do my coaching badges.
Yeah.
So I did my badges, and then I do a little bit of voluntary work for Elite Boxing. So from there, I just started learning the basics, the pad work, better light sparring, ring work, core work, and various bits and bats that come with boxing.
Okay.
And then from there, alhamdulillah, I've developed further links to more power, strength and conditioning coach, Premier Boxing.
Mutual friend.
He's a mutual friend, yeah, alhamdulillah, he's top lad. And then from there, it just grew.
Okay. And you basically come from a point where you had like dabble at uni.
Yeah.
And then you've kind of progressed and you've really become passionate about it.
Gee.
And then when it comes to the aspect of thinking, well, you were taking youth and you were, as part of your kind of youth work or project,
youth
you were
justice.
taking them.
I would say
And then
them, yeah.
at what point did you kind of think, right, I need to do something with the kids in Nelson?
If I'll be honest with you, it's been in my head for a long time. But and I feel, if I'll be honest with you, I've been very, very nervous about doing all this, right? I thought to myself, I always thought I'm not confident enough to do this, what I'm doing now on my own.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, I have to do something. I spoke to my family, and they just said to me, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do it, then someone else will do it, and they'll step in.
Yeah.
I took lots of advice from Scott and Alex, and they just said to me, "Do you know what? You've got to get it done." So then behind me, if I, let's say I'm the face of this Inspired to Box, yeah, and behind me, there's a lot of people supporting me or guiding me. So my biggest mentor or support network is Scott from Elite Boxing. Okay, so he's guided me. Then I can say Rasib from Premier Boxing. He's also given me a lot of guidance. So then I thought to myself, I've got to do something here. I've always wanted to do it. There's a demand in Nelson.
Oh, definitely.
And especially around this area. I grew up in Bradley, not too far from here, where this project is. And then if you look at the research and the background and you look into it properly, it's a highly, highly deprived area.
Yep.
And wherever there is deprivation, okay, there's always a need for a project. And I'm not saying every young person, but can I give you an example of what in Bolton, right? Okay, so the young people that I work with, if they are not fighting in the ring or training in the ring, they'll be fighting on the streets. Okay, so Elite thought, right, we've got to do something, bring the young people in, get them off the streets. So, which is what I've thought, and they've said to me, you've got to do something. So it's been in my head. If they're not out on the streets, right, they should be in here. If they're not here, they'll be out on the streets doing wrong things.
Yeah.
So it gives them a little bit of something to get involved in, a little bit of discipline, new friends.
It gives them
People
like
you
a
meet
kind of
here,
structure as well, doesn't
people
it?
you meet here, they're here for the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so they want the same, they've got the same passion. And alhamdulillah, most of the young people that are coming here have been with me from day one, when it was initially set up in a small community room in the madrasa, just top the road from here.
So I think it's worth obviously emphasizing that you didn't just like go out of town and then come in and just set up the building. There's a lot of background behind it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
For many years, you've worked with a small bunch of lads, dedicated room in the back of the madrasa with them water bag things.
No, they were just freestanding bags.
Freestanding bags there.
We had two freestanding bags. Two freestanding bags we had, right? I had a hook and jab pads, and that was it.
And then sometimes you'd go out onto the grass as well.
Yeah, because it's quite a large area. If it's nice weather like this, we're out on the patch of grass on a Sunday. Bright weather, we're out. Hill sprints, pad work, footwork drills, everything's outside. When it was winter, we'd always go inside.
Yeah.
And I've always, because it's only a small room, and I've only worked with up to about 8 people, and no more than 8. Because it's a small room, if you get more people in, it gets jam packed, and then the quality of work is lost.
Yeah.
So, which is what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
Is the quality of work, and which is what I've been told and advised to do.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Quality.
So basically, your kind of ethos is not about just getting kids in the door and babysitting them. You are focusing on developing kids and the right amount of students.
What we have done, if I can give you an example, last year, as part of 7, it was a summer period. we did an 8-week training camp at Elite Boxing. So every Monday, Thursdays. So I would take the young people from Nelson, from the madrasa, were training with me to Elite Boxing. So they were part of that training camp, training, working with other people, amateur boxers or novices who just come in first time around, just want to do a bit of training. So they were tapping into this project. But they were working with Scott and Kieran, who are professional boxing coaches.
Yeah.
So they were learning. So not I weren't teaching, they were learning from these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's on a different level.
Yeah.
Okay. So rather than me, who's not even an amateur boxer, has not been an amateur boxer, yeah, or is sparred in the ring. Yeah, I've done a little bit, but these were professional coaches who were actually getting into them properly. The young people were loving it. Alhamdulillah, they were loving it, right? And it brought them out a little bit. Young people that were, yes, they were involved in boxing a little bit before, but this was taking them to that next step where they were meeting with the people they saw, professional, met a number of professional boxers. Okay, so it just gives them that extra little bit of motivation and push. I've got to do this.
So you've basically, it's not just a case of, you've just set up a class and set up, you're actually actively developing them, you're taking them to obviously other clubs, and they're getting a bit of sparring and then getting a bit of training in with some very experienced and professional people as well.
What we, you mentioned that it's not just the boxing. So I'll give you an example. When let's just say it's holidays, Eid or Christmas or where we've got a little bit of a break, I'll take them out for food. Okay. I've only had a small group of young people, 8 to 10. You know what? Let's go out for food as a group together. So a bit of a life skills session. We're going outside, right? We're going out and meeting new people, sitting, eating out in front of others. So building their confidence. Yeah, not just you going out and having a takeaway or whatever crunchy, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So it's sitting together and eating together. So they're a little team or a little family. And alhamdulillah, this is how I treat them. They've been with me together from day one and they believe the work that's been done. And especially the parents and the family or families of these young people, they believe in the work. And like I said, the work's just grown. Forget the numbers, the numbers matter. Yeah, it's a numbers game and everything, but what matters to me the most is like the things that I know, the things that I've learned, right? I want to implement them here. So this project here that you see today, yeah, it's actually based on Elite Boxing, their ethos, their model. So with their permission, like I've sat down with them, we've had a good chat, discussion. They've given me their permission to go, and you know what, now set it up. It'll take time, but we're right behind you. But just keep ticking along. Boom, keep taking it over, and inshallah it will grow. Like I said, and it's growing slowly but surely. Every other day we're getting phone calls through. Every other day we get new people starting. And I'm not like, with each class, it's only 8 to 10. We've got 10 stations, plenty of room for 10 people. But like I said, a friend of mine and a coach, Simon, now focus on 8. We don't have more than 8 in our class. I have 8. So which is what? 8 students to 1 coach is plenty.
Yeah.
So
just enough time
it's working.
to focus.
It's working. So no one goes missing. No one can hide or is not watching me. I can have a rest. I can watch all of them walking around, watch them corner to corner. So we do all sorts, and I'm on top of them all the time. And sorry.
I was going to say, but without obviously naming any of your students, but any like success stories from any transformations?
Yeah. I'll tell you, alhamdulillah, we've got a couple of young people. The one that comes to my mind straight away, I'm not giving his name, but again, he must have been about 11. He come to me. His dad said to me, Nav, we're sending him over to you, yeah? And you know what he's like. You've been with him, you know him for a couple of years, and get him to work. And at the time, he's quite a large lad, big lad, so overweight for his age. So we got to work with him, and then Alhamdulillah, what I did is I worked on him slowly, okay, not straight away, right?
Mm.
So I got into him, I started working with him, and then inshallah, alhamdulillah, the love for boxing grew. So he thought he could, he saw what I was telling him what to do. He believed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then away when they finish each session, the young person, I always tell them, any young person, watch what you're eating.
Mm.
Okay, watch. So the word diet, yeah, it's negative. So nutrition, watch what you're eating. Diet's thinking, oh, he's on a diet again. Oh, bad food,
Wow.
right? So watch what you're eating. And alhamdulillah, his weight, boom, 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 it dropped from 86. He went down to 65.
Wow.
So and then like he fought he fought in May, just what we're in July, I think 2 months ago. He fights again in August. Okay, he could have fought in February straight just before Ramzan, but I'm slowly building him.
Yeah.
Even though he lost the fight, okay, this young person, right, did very, very well. The young person he fought was a lot bigger, okay, older, and a lot stronger. Very disappointed. I said, you know what, don't worry about it, build. So
Yeah.
now the training camp starts again. We've started, but they start again at elite boxing over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go there again, and I'm going to take them sparring on the 12th of July. So once every 2 weeks, we're going to go sparring in Bolton. The young people are fighting. So he's one of the success stories that we've had. Okay. Another one we've had is, again, he's 15. He's 6'2". All right. Giant. Right. But this young person, right, he can fight. But at this moment in time, his parents want him to focus on his studies. It's fair enough. He will fight, inshallah, when he's post 60, when he leaves school next year. Very, very talented. So we're going to try and develop him.
Yeah, and then it's also a case of you've got some obviously talented people because I'm familiar with your students obviously
Yeah.
because I've done some media work with you, and then you've got some that might not necessarily want to compete, but
No.
they've really transformed them as well.
Yeah. It's across the board really. Um, young people have come here quite nervous, shy, quiet. And I'm not saying I'm the most confident person here. I am not, right? I tell you before at work, I'd rather sit at the back than be at the front. But it's about building them slowly. As a young person, fair enough. Look at wider. You go to school, you leave school, you go to college. Okay, go to college, you might go to uni or start working. So it's about working with other people, life skills, right? I've got to get to work, I've got to get to training session at a certain time. Okay, I've got to do something, prepare my bag, get a water bottle, basic stuff, similar to work. I've got to get to work at a certain time. Which way am I going to travel? How am I going to get to work? So it's a life skill. So these young people know, right, they've got to be here for 10 to 7. Put the boots on, hand wraps,
Yeah.
water bottle to side. So no, 7 o'clock straight on for a full hour. So we're just trying to build them slowly. And again, like I was saying to you before, we're a small group, but we work together.
It's good. And then so this facility,
Yeah.
like a lot of the discussion we've had is focused around the core group of students you had for quite a while.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, you've obviously got your regular classes. So you've got your kind of seniors,
Yeah.
you've got your people that just dropping in casual.
Yeah.
But you're also training women and girls as well, aren't you?
Yeah. What I'm doing with that is, with the girls group, right from the start, it's been a slow burner. Okay, it's been a slow burner. So now we're trying to slowly develop it. And alhamdulillah, we've got a small group of young girls or young women who are actually training hard. Okay, who want to go somewhere. I have links with a boxing club who have a young Pakistani girl who is national champion. Okay, so when these girls are ready, I will take them across to the club so they can meet this young girl and maybe do a little bit of light sparring, touch sparring. So I can get that set up. That's not a problem, but only when these young girls are ready.
Yeah.
And this club will be more than welcome these young girls, to come in and have a look round and see what an actual boxing club looks like, and actually go into a ring, a bit of technical sparring, a bit of light pad work, bag work. This is different. This is not an actual. This is not. We haven't got a ring. Okay, when a young person or any person comes into a boxing, first thing they want to see is a ring.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's down the line. I have plans to do that, but things are in stages. If I could do it, I would have done it yesterday or when I started up. But that plan's in motion. That inshallah will happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So they will.
As I say, all in good time.
Yeah, all in good time. Yeah, all in good time. There's no rush. I'm in no rush as well.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at.
That's good.
I always say we.
Yeah.
We, because it's people who are with me that are not sat here. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them are a bit shy. I'm not going to mention any names, but he knows who he is. But so you've got like a kind of a structured timetable. You've got people coming in, people coming out. You've got your core students as well.
Yeah.
But what does the kind of future look like for us now? So right now we're like kind of hitting summer now. So what's on the horizon?
With the summer, the summer work over the summer period, I have. I'm going to do some work for the 6-week summer period with Lancashire Police. Okay, with young girls or young women. That project will start on the first week of the summer holidays, and it'll be on a Saturday and a Sunday. So that'll run for 6 weeks. So I'm looking at probably mid-July to end of August. That'll run. We've got the summer training camp. That'll carry on. And then we have the beginners class, the private classes, they will be ongoing, and the male adult classes, that's building as well.
That's good.
Yeah, that's building. A lot of people are ringing up every other day, and then that's like the numbers are growing. But like I said, it's not a numbers game for me at this moment. It's not a numbers game. I just want to work with a select few that I come in, 8, 9, that's it. And if any more come, I can develop another class maybe.
Yeah.
But it's about time and fitting it all in, because most of the work, like I'm quite busy during the day, and I'm busy in the evening as well with this ticking over.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've got to give you your props. It does take a lot of effort to do this.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. In the madrasa, we were there for
4 years.
No, we were there from 2022, February 22, and then we got these premises last October. And even to set this up, this how it is now, took a long time.
Yeah.
A good 4 or 5 months. A lot of struggle.
You know what?
A lot of to and froing. And I know you're aware of things. A lot of headache.
Yeah.
But it got done finally.
Yeah.
It all got set up.
I think everything happened in good time.
Yeah, it did.
When we started. So, well, I say we technically.
No. When we started, you've been right with us from day one.
But at one point, the bags were across this way.
The bags were across the wall, right? That didn't work. That did not work.
Yeah.
So, alhamdulillah, a young person's parent, a good friend of mine now, good contact, he recommended on the beams.
Yeah.
Okay. So he kindly said, you know what, I'll do it for you. So he got one of his work, he's a contractor. He came in, the contractor came in, he had a look, the worker came in the following day, got it straight away, and it works much better.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there are only 8 bags and 2 speedballs, so there's 10 stations. We could have 10 in, that's fine. I've had 13 in, but 13's a bit too much.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to. When the young young person brought his friends along, the session started, and I didn't want to turn the young people away.
Yeah,
so it'd be a wrong thing to do. Right? They do jump on, do a little bit of a session, and they were a total blast. I blasted them from start to finish. A session's got to be the way I've always been taught. A teacher's got to be drenched in sweat. If you're not drenched in sweat, you've not worked hard enough. Simple as that.
The old school, eh?
Yeah. You've got to work.
Yeah.
You've got to work. That's what you're here for. If you don't want to work, you might as well go home and sit on a PS4 or a PS5.
Yeah. So With regards to the kind of layout that you set, so you've got like your summer laid out for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one day you might get a ring as well.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's towards the end of this year, inshallah. That's the
Inshallah.
plan. Yeah, that is the
Look
plan.
forward to it.
Uh, in August, back end of this month, in August, we're getting I'm going to get a little toilet and sink built in this far room here.
Okay.
That's getting done. That's the plan. Once that's done, I'll have that facility there for the young people if needed, if they need to go and monitor. So that's there. Then from there I can build the little ring in that side, and that's towards the end of this year
No, I look forward to it.
with the support of Elite Boxing. So they've just said to me, whenever you're ready, let us know. We'll source it for you, and then we'll come and sort it for you as well. So they've been here, they've had a look around, they like the setup,
Yep.
they like the work that's been done, and they've just said, just go with it.
Yep.
And build it slowly.
I think the key thing here is probably more for the for the listeners and viewers. It's to emphasize it's not like you've just hired a building and just set bags up and said, let's go and fill the room. It's more you've partnered up with big, obviously professional organizations. It's a project. You've got a roadmap.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We've got from the very, very start, I had a 5-year plan of where how I started, where I wanted to be at this point. Alhamdulillah, we've achieved that. And the 5th year will be next year. Okay, back into next year. So December 26. So by December 26, I have plans that I want to achieve. But before then, I want to have, like I said, the toilet sink facility set in, that set up. I want to have the ring in. Okay, so that wants to be set in. So then I can start doing other aspects of work that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to do that elite boxing are pushing me to do my level 2 boxing coaching badge. So I have spoken to them, and I'm going to start doing some volunteer work for them. Maybe one evening or one weekend as well, or Saturday or Sunday, but I need to speak to them to develop my skills further around sparring.
Yeah.
Okay, sparring and coaching in the ring. So I need that because the coaching qualification will ask for that, or the assessors will be looking at that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just build on that little skills that I have, but I need to just up it level a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm familiar because it's I'm pretty certain it follows a similar kind of structure and format to the kind of wrestling.
Wrestling.
So like I've got the level 2 for wrestling, and it's a similar kind of thing where they emphasize all the different sports aspects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing we also got in common. We've got another mutual friend.
We've got another mutual friend,
Eddie, wrestling coach.
Eddie, yeah, wrestling coach. He's a top guy as well. We both know him very, 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 very well.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, but that's why I engage with this project so much, because the way you kind of structure your lessons and the ethos is pretty much bang on the same as my wrestling club as well.
You mentioned wrestling, right? Eddie. I used to take young people to his Sharples gym. This is 10 years ago, maybe a bit longer. He used to be based in the YMCA in Bolton Town Centre, upstairs. Okay, that's when I started, getting to know him. And then he said to me, I've done A, B, and C. Interest grew. Started listening. He knows his stuff. Okay, so knows what he's talking about. So alhamdulillah, just learning little bits and bats.
Yeah, yeah.
And it all comes together. But I keep on referring back to Elite Boxing, okay, Elite Boxing Club, and I'll add Rasibat Premier, okay, again another big supporter of mine, and alhamdulillah, with their support, it's happening and it's working.
You've got the right people.
With the right people that are with me and behind me. Yeah. So they haven't just said, oh right, okay, right, you've got it now, yeah, go and do it. So like Scott, he asks me every other week, how is it going? What are you doing? Where are you going from here? What do you want to do? What do you want to learn? We'll work on this today. Go and apply it. So the things that we worked on Tuesday at Elite, I applied it yesterday and today in the sessions. So it's just building it from there, and everything that I learn, I'm trying to work it here, trying to push it here. So it's not like I say to young people, right, you know what? We're coming in today, yeah? For 60 minutes, I'm going to let you just hit the bag. go and hit the bag, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, or whatever you want to do what you want. So there's a set format, a structure to the session.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, from start to finish, a little bit of a warm up. Okay, then I'll do some drill exercises or core work exercises, tech work. So if you ask a lot of if you've met the young people and some adults here, I focus more on the technical side of boxing, breaking things down slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no rush, there's no pressure, there's no one stood behind them saying you have to do it quick, at their own pace.
Yeah.
They're working and they're learning slowly, but we're breaking it down. So I'm trying to explain to them, okay, we're doing it this way because of this reason. You got to throw the punch like this because for this reason. You got to defend this punch this way for this reason.
Yeah.
So, and alhamdulillah, it's working.
Yeah, you know what? It's a really similar philosophy to the way, like, sometimes when I'm coaching some of the students in Bolton, it's a similar thing where there's a method to it. And it's
Yeah.
not just a case of you're not just teaching like an attack, you're teaching a counter,
Yeah,
and
of
then
course,
maybe a
yeah.
counter to the counter.
Yeah.
But you kind of like all lay it out methodically. But,
Yeah.
but I learned that from Eddie. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
very, very methodical. But as we're hitting the half an hour mark,
Right.
so we can start rounding off our conversation today. But do you have anything to close off this kind of session or podcast with? Any words you want to share with the people of Nelson? It could be anything.
Yeah,
It could be like the club, but it could be a case of some life philosophy thing. Anything.
well, I'm not a philosopher, but what I will say is that that it is a new project, Inspired to Box, based here, okay, but it's been running for a number of years at the madrasa. But like I said, alhamdulillah, all I say to the people of Nelson or the people who are going to watch this podcast is, if you are interested in boxing and you want to learn, okay, there's many other projects around Nelson. I'm not saying you have to come here. There's many others, right? But if you want to learn and you think, you know what, I like this and I want to give it a go and I want to learn something, but then just drop in. And what I always say to parents is, right, if they text me or they ring me and they say to me, yeah, I want to start, or I want my child to start, I always say to each parent, please come in and have a look first. Meet me first, yeah? Have a look. First session's for free. If your child likes it, then let them come. But there has to be a commitment of at least 3 sessions. So there's consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. So a child attends 1 session a week. He comes back the week after. He's missed 2 sessions, 3 sessions. Young people have moved forward or they've learned a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then we have to go back a bit for that young person to learn and catch up. So my message is just very, very simple. If you're interested in boxing or you have a passion or love for it, drop in, come and have a look, see what the work's about. There's a lot of good work being done here, not just in Inspired to Box at this unit. We do a lot of work. Most of my work's in Bolton with Elite Boxing Club Premier or More Power Strength and Conditioning, who's coming here actually in a couple of weeks on the 13th of July. And then we're taking a small group of young people to Bolton for sparring on Saturday morning, which is going to be every fortnight, leading up to the fights in August. Again, it's when young people, I know we're going off a little bit of a tangent here. I know you asked me that little question before, but when young people are here and they've been training or they've been coached or sparring with each other, they get a little bit too comfortable. Okay, what young people need is they need to go out of their comfort zone. I'll mention elite boxing. There they'll meet amateur boxers. Okay, who box 7 nights, 5 days a week. Okay, they're boxing, sparring, they're training, they do all sorts, fitness, diet, looking after what they're eating. These young people, they're on it all the time. Okay, because they want to be fighters. They want to build a career from it. When these young people step in, it's a big test for them. This is when they think, whoa, this is something different. Okay, if they're very, very confident and able, but it just brings that little bit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, I can do this. yeah, this is for me. The boxers or the young people at Elite, they're not there to hurt them. Okay, Scott and Alex or anybody else, Simon will say, look, it's a learning process, and give them that time, give that time chance to learn, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
I want the young people to learn, whether it's a child, an adult, male, female, young, doesn't matter, different. Bring them in. We've got young people come here of Bosnian origin, Hungarian, Polish. We're all together. We're learning together, and there's no menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of respect for each other. But yeah, come and have a drop in. Come and have a look.
Yeah, it's all positive vibes.
Yeah, positive vibes. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Well,
And it's working slowly.
I'm happy for you. Hopefully we'll catch up again in about
Yeah.
6-7 months' time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right. Well, on that note, I'm hoping that the camera setup did work as we wanted it to, because we had to mess around a bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because literally the sun's setting as we're filming, and if this comes out bad, then my bad. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone for
Thank you very
tuning
much.
in, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time, and peace out.